children, let's take our seats.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Oh, hey. It's like it just jumps out from the intro and it smacks you in the face. Welcome to A Godless Universe, episode 2. I mean, I know we've all had those days, right? We've all had those days where you're like, where did this day come from? It's like the day has like boots on and you're standing there with like your legs open without protection. And the day is smacking you, baby. That's my day. Okay. Oh, you know what? I gotta make a couple of little adjustments here. That's a little better. Studio audience, thank you. We got a great studio audience here today, folks. It's I wish. Again, one of my biggest complaints is I have no people. Sometimes I like to make it look like I'm talking to someone, you know? It's like, because I like to make... So, you know, I've got a wacko schedule, and I know I do, right? So I typically like going to sleep. I'm sure this has happened to anyone who works out. I like going to sleep around sometimes as early as 6:30, 7 o'clock. I sometimes I wake up at midnight, 1 o'clock. This morning I woke up at 1:04 a.m. I love it. So I get up, I do some work, I do some stuff, and I go to the gym at 3 a.m. The problem was, have you ever had those? Everyone's had the Sunday feast, right? You sit down and your eyes are like this big and your stomach never changes size. Wow. Yeah. I woke up bloated. You know that bloated feeling? Now I'm the opposite. I always find reasons to do something. Like I don't need a reason. Like I'm not going to go to the gym because I feel bloated, and that actually gives me a reason. And actually, I was going to take the day off from the gym, right? So I say to myself, what better way is now? I used to be a kickboxer, right? So I go in there and I work the bag, boom, 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 boom. Then I like to do some weights and get a really good sweat going, right? And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to do that because I got to rest the shoulders. You got to rest the everything, with the weights. And so I'm just going to do some treadmill. So basically you run and or you walk and then you sprint for a minute, and then I did some light legs. So felt so much better. Like 2-3 hours, you come home and you're like, oh my God, I felt so good. Without that today, if I didn't do that, the point is, we all have to exercise, my friends. We all have to exercise. Yeah, no. So important, guys. It's so important. The older you get, I'm telling you, man, look at Sly Stallone. I know he does a lot of GH. Now, I don't want to say that he does without knowing that. It's like, you tread on this YouTube ground. Did you just disparage me? You telling me that I do too much GH? What are you trying to say here? I'm trying to say anything, Sly. As a matter of fact, I met Sly once on Melrose Avenue. He probably won't remember. We're the same height. I know how tall Sly Stallone is. Now you're saying, okay, well, at least Danny's not 6'1". Yes. I am not. I'm 6'7". 6'7". It's an interesting thing, isn't it? People always want to know how tall people are. How tall is he? People look at him and go, how tall is Danny Alex? Oh, he's sitting there. How tall is he? Is he going to say? Is he going to say like, it's always, someone will always say taller than they are, right? I'm not going to say how tall I am. Not yet, anyways. You might be, it'd be, but I did meet Sly once. I did. Nice man. I met a lot of people, and I met, what's his name? The name escapes me, so I'm not. I met a lot of people. What does it even matter? What does it even matter? It's freaking Hollywood, man. Hollywood sucks. Except some of the people rock ass. You would be surprised at some of the people that actually are freaking awesome in Hollywood. Yeah, you're damn right. You would be surprised. Some of the actors and actresses, He may be surprised. I was surprised. Am surprised. I'm not in Hollywood anymore. I made my escape. Oh God, there's big stories there that I will tell one day. Big stories. But you know what I do? This is interesting. And there's actually some data, some scientific data. It's one of the reasons why I bring this up. The science of sleep. The science of sleep, my friends. We don't know why we have to sleep. Every animal, I believe, except for like some very rare exceptions, has to sleep. Why is it that we need to close our eyes and go into this state of complete ketosis where we go into, REM sleep? Otherwise, within 24 hours, we start acting drunk. And each hour after that 24-hour period becomes magnified in terms of how bad perception is, right? It literally becomes very quickly. It's like, I've been up for 2 days. It might as well just drank a whole bottle of JD, So I do 2 sections of sleep. Or I like to. If I only get 4 or 5 hours, so I go to sleep at 7:30. I wake up at 12:30. Get 5 hours. Not enough. Borderline enough. I'll go to the gym 3:30 and maybe I'll take a nap for like an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. I let my body decide. If I don't fall asleep, I'll be working away doing videos or something. If I do one of these things, it's happened many, many, many a time. And I know it's happened to you. Don't lie to me. Guys, do you know, I love Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, full applause. Full applause. Yeah. Yeah. Kate Beckinsale. Now, I bring this up because I was just cut the flaw. I bring this up because I was thinking about her. Oh my God. Yeah, we'll put that away. I was thinking about her. What the fuck? Just make sure I know where that is. Jeez, what? Oh, whatever. So there's like 5 of these different Underworld posters, right? And as a screenwriter, having written many award-winning screenplays, I love. It's about character. It's about motivation. It's about there's certain words I hate. I hate community. I hate influencer. I tolerate creator. And I won't say what the other one is because I forgot it. What was it? It was like, it's like the big one. Journey. I hate, everything's a journey nowadays. Everything's a journey. I went to the bathroom and I said, I'm on my bathroom journey. Can I please have my bathroom journey, please? Everything is a journey. It's like you're going to get your clothes dry cleaned, and there'll be a commercial about dry cleaning. Allow us to be part of your dry cleaning journey. I've got an idea to your journey. It's the same thing. I mentioned this in the first episode. You guys, do you ever watch a YouTube video and they say, be sure to subscribe? If you like what we're doing, be sure to subscribe. Well, geez, thanks for letting me know how the subscribe system works, because I wasn't sure. But now that you asked, fuck no. Or the worst thing is make sure you watch till the very, very end, because I'm going to give you some super duper hints or info. That is, I'm gone. YouTubers and people that watch YouTube videos are not stupid. There's science behind it, my friends. There is science behind it. So Kate Beckinsale, guys, when it comes to female heroines, that doesn't sound right. Female heroes, this comes up often, because now, the modern female hero does not have to struggle. Ray Palpatine. Uh, we're just good at what we do, She Hulk. We are, the day Celine, Kate Beckinsale, she's small, right? She's not big. But she took that role, and granted, they wrote that role really well. Kate Beckinsale kicked ass in that role. I mean, she absolutely kicked ass in that role. And it's one of the rare things, you don't get these things today. And Kate did that for Underworld. So what I think is a really good idea, because we do movies here. We do science fiction, and a whole bunch of different stuff. I think it's what I want to do. You know what? I'll tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll tell you we're going to pick a week, and we're going to do the Underworld. Where did I say where or world? Underwear? Oh my God. Underworld. Underwear. Where am I floating off to? Oh man. Where? Oh my, like, oh my, that was, I know where I went. I know where I went. I know exactly where I went. That's where I went. Girls with guns. Oh man. She looks off. It's not because she looks fantastic in shiny black leather. That has a lot to do with it. Actually, she plays the role amazing. Do I got one more? Do I have one more? Oh, Van, you know what? This, I mean, she looked amazing with Van Helsing, right? Love Hugh Jackman. Love she looks pretty good. She plays a good kick-ass woman. Especially Celine. So tomorrow we're going to pick a week. And we're going to do all the Underworld movies on the back half in terms of watching them, reviewing them, and taking a look. I also want to do Event Horizon, because that is, you can go ahead. That's Event Horizon is one of those movies that is so it was underappreciated when it came out. Is it a perfect movie? No, but you don't get movies like that anymore today. You just don't. So, so yeah, tomorrow, note to self, tomorrow, that's what we're going to do. So Superman, we're going to do Superman today. I'm going to do a review before we get to like some black hole stuff, a new thing, stupid science inventions. We've got a stupid science invention today that you will not believe was actually a science invention. It's not around anymore. I'm also going to do a new segment called 3i Atlas. How stupid are we? Yeah, it's basically taking a look at all of the clickbait, stupid ass thumbnails and everything on YouTube. It's a short but freaking awesome segment. And then we're Superman and the show. Today we're doing shows now on the Godless Universe. We're doing shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 Mountain, 6 Central, yada, yada, yada. Every day, except Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So pop in. It's going to be a heck of a time. So that's one of the teasers. Like, okay, Superman is not one of James Gunn's finest. It's not. It's actually, I think it probably could be rated up there with one of his worst. And there's reasons, but one of the reasons is, now think about this. You talk about stupid science in a movie. Stupid science makes stupid movies. So there's a black hole there, right? In Superman. And Superman doesn't want to fall into the black hole because it's like a black hole, right? It's a black hole. Black means void of light. But here's the reality. Event Horizon, black hole, right? It's black, but on the other side, there's so much light because it can't come out. If Superman were to go through the black hole, he would basically be in a white hole. He'd be immersed in so much freaking light. It'd be like that. It would be like, I remember Iron Man and Thor, the old, and then Iron Man's like, 400%. How about that? That's probably what have actually happened, because there's so much light behind that black hole. It's science stupid because it's, but We'll go into the movie. Let's, stupid science innovation. So there was a day in the 1930s that someone believed, oh no, we want to share the screen. Someone believed that a baby cage was a good idea. What's a baby cage? I'm glad you asked. A baby cage there it is. That's a baby cage. A baby cage. So they thought that putting a cage outside of your window, they thought that this was a good idea. Outside of your window, putting a cage outside of your window and putting the baby out there. This was science at its best. So this is what they were doing. It's just incredible. Which one didn't I do here? This one? So you put the kid outside, it's hanging out there a few stories up, and you shut the door, you're like, all right, go to sleep. The idea was back then is they basically just let babies cry. They didn't, that was the prevailing wisdom. Oh, just let them cry. Just go out there, put them outside in the baby cage and just let them cry. But this is true. A baby cage. You know what? Can I have some wine? Is that okay? I've said it, I'm not a big drinker, but the first episode I was drinking wine. Now the second episode I'm drinking wine. Is this going to be a trend? I don't know. Oh, red wine is so nice, my friend. So nice. The baby cage. A baby cage was a bed in a wire cage suspended from city apartment windows. The health cage, as it was initially called, was invented by Miss Robert C. Lafferty to provide babies with fresh air and sunshine while living in crowded cities. Of course, that's the excuse, right? You want to get rid of the baby. It's like, oh, no. I'm going to give it sunshine and fresh air. Put the cat out. Oh, honey, can you put the baby out? Can you put the baby outside? Like, yeah. What if it's raining? What if it's snowing? What if the elements are against the human conditions for survival? Well, let's find out. In the early 1900s, many open air schools were built as an attempt to combat the widespread rise of tuberculosis. Big deal, right? Big deal. The belief that open air and ventilation were key in fighting the epidemic inspired the creation of baby cages. And of course, I believe this is the patent. So she tried and thought it was such a good idea. Let's get a patent. This is a good idea. So we're going to get a patent for the baby. Emma Reed's patent for a portable baby cage. Oh, there was Eleanor Roosevelt right there. Look at her right there. Look at her. In the early 1900s. Okay, wait there. In 1908, according to the recommendations of a doctor who insisted on the need of fresh air for babies, Eleanor Roosevelt attached a kind of box with wire on the sides and top to the outside of one of her back windows in her New York home as a place for Anna. Is there a picture? There's Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. Her first child born that same year during her morning naps. Even though Roosevelt was following the same doctor's advice to leave babies crying, the neighborhood, alerted by the wailing of the child, threatened to report the mother to the New York Society for Prevention of Cruelty Towards Children. In later years, Roosevelt reported how she was shocked by the reaction of the neighbors, saying she thought she was just being a modern mother. Well, I mean, I guess it seems scary. I don't know how that, but it's different times, right? 1930s, you got the Depression, everything's going on. Anyway, World War I was. In 1922, a patent application about a portable baby cage has been submitted by Emma Reed. This cage was intended to be suspended on the external edge of a window in which the baby would be placed. The usage of baby cages gained great popularity In London during the 1930s, the installation had been created for children who live in cities without gardens. You don't got a garden, let's put the baby in the window. These baby cages were given by neighborhood communities like the Chelsea Baby Club to every member who did not have a garden. If you don't got a garden, did you want a baby cage to throw your baby in it? In 1935, the Royal Institute of British Architects, so this has been going on already, so like for 10, 15 years, dedicated the Balkans pour bébés element as essential to every housing of the middle class, while citing the example of the Chelsea Baby Club initiative. At the beginning of World War II, though, the Battle of Britain, led by the Luftwaffe, ended the usage of baby cages in all London, but they reappeared. These damn baby cage. Will the baby cage reappear? Well, they did reappear in 1953, albeit not as popular as before. Ultimately, the sale of baby cages progressively declined through the mid-1900s, possibly due to safety concerns. Really? Is that what you're guessing? Maybe because of the snow, the rain, and the rise of urban automobile traffic. Of course, you know, they're saying, hey, honey, can you put the baby out, give him some CO2? It's a good dose of diesel smell. Although the design, anyway, that is, there you go. That is the, thank you. Yeah, thank you. That is the baby cage. This is science at its best. We're going to do one of these every single day. Every single day, there's one stupid science invention. That's Kate Beckinsale. I call her Kate, just Kate, not because we're talking on the phone or anything, but I just call her Kate. Kate, hi Kate. Okay. Oh man, you guys, who's going to work out tomorrow? You got to work out. Everyone's, you know what? If I can do anything, we all got to work out, my friends. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Can we do, we gotta, this is another little section I'm doing. It's a little tidbit I'm doing for, we got a 3-eye Atlas. And so I just doing a little search here for just today. I'm just doing today's releases, by the way. I'm only doing the releases, I guess this would be in the last 24 hours for the clickbait. For the clickbait for 3-eye Atlas. And of course, there is no, if you're gonna have a bit, you gotta have some music on. Is it going? It is going. Okay, I can barely hear it. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, 3-eye Atlas. Now, you know, the guy who is at the center of this is Avi Loeb, the astronomer. ASSTRON, astronomer. The guy, I mean, let's just do this, shall we? Here we go, folks. Number 1, 3-eye Atlas is accelerating faster than Oumuamua. How? It's accelerating. It's a squid? What? Who is this? The angry astronaut. Suddenly, 3-eye Atlas is accelerating faster than Oumuamua. How? Gravity slingshot? I don't know. Is it engines? Do they have like engines? Fusion engines? I don't know. I'd have to watch the video. We would have to watch the video to find out. I'm not going to watch it. Here we go. Elon's exposed, the bastard, exposed terrifying truth about 3-eye Atlas after NASA's silenced. I think they've been silenced because the government shut down. I'm just thinking out loud. It's kind of on a live show. That's what you got to do, is kind of make shit up as you go along. I'll tell you. Oh, they found out. That's right. They found out, and there's 3-eye Atlas, and there's a city on top. It's Elon Musk. There's a city on top, and it's floating just outside our atmosphere. Oh, 3-eye Atlas and aliens? Professor Simon. You know, he looks like he may be a source of common sense. I'm down. 3i Atlas changes course. But it's not headed for Earth, my friends. We do not need to go into the bunkers because a new path confirmed. It's confirmed. So, oh man, Timu clearance. That's free advertising. We don't need to do that. Oh my God, guys. Okay, is Comet 3i Atlas an alien ship? What do you think? Elon Musk comments Vantage with Palki Sharma. I like shawarma. I don't know shawarma. Doomsday comet to hit Earth. You don't get much more direct than that, my friends. Doomsday comet to hit Earth. Well, what other clickbait do we have on the 3i Atlas front? Thank you, Avi Loeb. Oh, this, you know, I gotta get tenured at Harvard. Note to self: tenured at Harvard after I smoking gun evidence. 3i Atlas, NASA images, shocking development is revealed. This is only 6 hours ago, my friends. There's a shocking development that has been revealed in this video. If you choose to watch Christina Gomez, if you choose to watch it, there is screw the scientists at NASA and everywhere else, and Brian Cox and all these idiots that ain't with the alien spaceship. You know, okay, what? 3i Atlas asteroid getting much closer to the sun than expected and turning blue. Yeah, well, 3i Atlas situation has just gone insane. Okay, I've experienced insane. Actually, I haven't. I don't do drugs. But some have called me, Danny. They said, Danny, you're insane. Okay, so maybe I have. But 3i Atlas, it's the this is insane, really. And that's look at this dude, Laney and Ben. I'm down. All right, whatever you say, man. Look at Neil. Neil, who was he? Oh man, look. 3i Atlas just broke the laws of physics. Joe Rogan. Well, of course he didn't say that. Voyager said that, and they're just duping his look with Avi Loeb. There we go, Avi Loeb. Oh, they spelled astronomer wrong. They only have one S. Astronomers confirm 3i Atlas, new trajectory shift. Scientists are panicking. Scientists are panicking. It's like you can just see them at home running around. Honey, what's wrong? And they're pulling their hair out. I'm panicking. I'm freaking panicking. Have you heard about 3i Atlas? Mega trends. How about mega turds? I got the mega turd. Next target is Earth. The next target is Earth, baby. People, I want you to get inside with your loved ones. Get any sort of slingshots or weaponry because the aliens are coming to attack. Make sure you got teepee. Make sure you got canned goods. Make sure you got other stuff because what is this? We got 3i Atlas has finally landed. Oh, jeez, it's landed. The message from now, I only YouTubed 3i Atlas. That's all I searched here. I didn't search, give me the goofy stuff. This is the goofy stuff. It's only goofy stuff. 3i Atlas has finally landed. The message from the Earth Alliance will shock you. It's a furry. I've been banned from the furry group for many decades. Live Q&A. Now this looks okay. The Endless Void with Kristen Fisher. Oh no, if you're talking with Avi Loeb, it's gonna go and turn into BS. That's the reality. I have no respect for Avi Loeb. If you've noticed, I got no respect. The man is just out there pushing sensationalism. I think there's a reason I'm not going to talk about. He takes your questions. Hey, Avi, let's take a bet. If it's an alien spaceship, you can take that bet. I'll take the other side that it's not. The loser has to like eat the plate of squirrel poo. You want to take that one? You want to take that bet? Thinking you don't. Okay, let's talk about 3i Atlas. Is it a giant UFO or something else? It's a comet. Comet. No one knows. 3i Atlas just exploded at perihelion. That's when it goes behind the sun and we can't see it anymore. It's turning green, kind of like a kryptonite thing. So Superman's probably screwed. We are doing a review for Superman in a few minutes, and it changed everything. Leaked 3i Atlas data shows controlled maneuver as China's quantum telescope detects signals. Okay. I don't know what to say. If NASA boss has time for Kim Kardashian, he can address 3i Atlas pics. Avi Loeb. Now, okay. I actually, shit, do I say this? I know Kim. Kim is actually a very nice person. Kim Kardashian is a very nice person. I know Kim. I don't know if I know her. I knew her. I know her. Oh, she would know my name. We talk. Kim Kardashian. I think she's the best in the family. You know what? This. Hi, Kim. But anyway, yeah, I got time for Kim. I got time for Kim. Kim, give me a call. It's Daddy Alex. You know. Bad news for 3i Atlas, my friends. Avi Loeb loses it after NASA refuses to release images of 3i Atlas. That's so fucking AI. AI. It's all it is everything is AI. We are at Neil deGrasse Tyson and Elon. 3i Atlas verse channel. I refuse to do videos like this. I won't do it for clicks. I won't do it for anything. The Godless Universe, we are here to call out this BS. If you want to take the journey, hang out. Hang out. Because I got shit to show you, man. Fuck. One more. 3i Atlas. These latest discoveries revealed the proof of alien tech. 3i Atlas, 100% alien tech. There's no questions. 100%. Like, you can't have 101%. There's no point to it. You can't have 99% in this case because it's breaking news. It's 100%. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap on stupid 3i Atlas clickbait videos. Thank you. Thank you. No, that's... you know, guys, it's incredible. You know what's incredible, actually? When you talk about AI, now, when you're, I hate saying I'm a creator. You know, I mean, as a screenwriter, I've written many screenplays, and you can Google my name, Danny Alex, in screenwriting, and I've won many awards around the world in film festivals, I write those. I'm not a creator because I'm a screenwriter. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what to say, but no, it's yeah. Well, you know, if AI is changing everything, and you've seen some of the things that are going on YouTube, I don't like it. It's one of the main reasons I needed to get live as soon as possible. I needed to bring this show, even though all of my videos that I do, the long form, I write them all, I edit them all. It's been like 1 or 2 days editing, yada, yada, yada. AI is going stupid. I mean, you see what's going on with 3i Atlas. AI is going absolutely stupid. Part of what we're doing here is calling this stuff out, man. This can't continue at the pace it's going. And YouTube is kind of opening up the door to saying, I mean, they've opened a lot of things to AI. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. The junk that it's going to create, videos, and you see what it's creating, right? So even AI, I mean, I use AI a lot. I use my own Premiere Pro. I use my own Photoshop. I use my own, images and videos. There's lots of places. One day, probably on the advanced, section with members, I'll show people how I actually do things so they can kind of replicate what I do. It takes a long time to figure it out, and you can spend a lot of money trying to get there. You'll never get there. It's like, because I am tech. I write I write code. I write UI for websites, and I am a nerd. I love my Dungeons and Dragons. I love my sci-fi. I love everything. But guys, it's time for Superman. It's time for Superman. More stupid science. Now, Superman, to your health. Superman, for the record, so I watched it twice, 3 times. Sorry, right? Because so doing a review live is very different than recording it, because you can keep going back, changing, add. Because when you do it live, you just gotta you get it out. You're gonna miss stuff. You don't want to ramble on certain things. But look, there's certain things in a screenplay that has to work. Your opening scene that heads, your character introductions that heads to your inciting incident, which heads to your everything else that ends your climax. And then we get a final good resolution. There used to be a time where Hollywood was the king, the master, the authority on creating story, which is why Hollywood was such a massive export around the world. And what we see now is things have changed, right? And James Gunn, he did an amazing job on Guardians of the Galaxy. The first Guardians of the Galaxy was almost textbook. Character introduction. What was the first thing we saw? He focused on Star-Lord, and that was smart. We got to see him as a young boy dealing with his mother's death. And then we see Star-Lord when he's older. He's dancing and he's, gets the stone. Gamora is introduced as kind of like a short-term, antagonist. He's outside. She beats the crap out of him. God, did Zoe not look amazing in that? I love me some Zoe. I love Zoe. I love Kate. I love Zoe. Great actresses. And then, of course, you get Rocket and Groot. They come, and the character and the way all the characters are introduced. This is kind of his peak of screenwriting. And I don't want to get too deep into that, but it is actually an interesting thing, and to see why movies work, why they don't. There's nothing easy about it. First off, there is nothing easy about this. Superman, I get why he started with how he did. Because guys, I'm going to do a big reveal with Superman. It's going to be huge. From a screenwriting perspective, and a lot of screenwriters that I speak to, it's the same thing. And this is going to piss off a lot of people. And I will say it over and over again because it is a matter of fact. Some people will say, oh yeah, well, of course, I knew that. There's only one Superman movie that ever made money. It's the first one, Christopher Reeve. And I don't want to say God bless him, but God bless Christopher Reeve. Yeah, God bless him. It was, it made money. It made good money. Every Superman movie after that has lost money. And it will, in my opinion, continue to lose money. Superman, we don't know the numbers. The DC one with James Gunn, I think will probably lose 100 million at least. Theatrical release, maybe 150. There's a lot of stuff that happens in there that we're never told about. And it's always more. It's always more, as you know. Superman is a flawed character. There you go. Superman is a very, very flawed character. I would not have started with Superman. Would have started with Batman. World building. It's about Batman. Batman is a natural world builder. Why is Superman a broken character, a flawed character? Because he has no weaknesses. Before this Superman came out, I said, okay, when are they going to introduce the kryptonite? And when are they going? It's going to be probably it's going to be a clone. I said, literally, it's going to be a clone of Superman, probably that he's going to have to fight. And then that's what it was. Oh my God. Every Superman movie, you just ask yourself, okay, when's the kryptonite coming? When Batman v Superman, you didn't have to ask yourself, well, how is Batman going to fight Superman? Well, of course he's going to get out the kryptonite. There you go. Catch. And there you go. It's predictive. There's nothing you can do with Superman. But what James Gunn tried to do, to his credit, first off, he started off the movie showing vulnerability for Superman. You've never seen Superman get an ass licking. He hits the ground, boom, and he's bleeding. And you're like, okay, whoa, how does that happen to Superman? It starts getting your juices going. But the problem is, do I have... I think, I do. Okay. This is how it starts. Right? We have the boom. We all remember seeing this. And the first time you're like, okay, what? You're wondering what's going on. This is that's a pretty powerful scene. That's a pretty powerful image. It's a strong way to start the movie. if I was going to write a Superman movie, I would write it something like this. But believe me, it would have been a very different movie. I didn't like the tone. It kind of felt like Thor: Love and Thunder in a James Gunn kind of a way. And that, my friend, it's not good. A Tika Waititi James Gunn production. But it's a powerful image. It's a powerful image. When have we ever seen this? In such a way. He's obviously paralyzed. He's got some blood coming out of his mouth. Did you know? Okay, you know how it could have happened? Did you hear about Chuck Norris and Superman? They had a bet. In a fight, they're going to fight each other. They had a bet. The loser had to wear tights. I know, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Well, anyway. All right, that's it. So we see this. This is the start. You know, it starts off really good. I like it. I like the way it starts. But the question is, everyone's going to have a different opinion. What's your question? What do you think about the dog? Some people like it. I didn't. If you're building a universe, building an entirely new universe, I just didn't think that the dog was the right way to create the right tension to build. If you're starting with Superman, that's my opinion. You know, that's okay. So the dog's in it. Crypto's in it. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. And it's kind of cute, but you don't need the laughter. You need the tension building. You need to build tension and stakes very quickly. That doesn't mean you cannot have. But this is that sort of Thor: Love and Thunder that kind of really comes through on this. Goes to the Superman palace. Is that a palace? What is it called? And the dog comes in. So now this is one of the big things that he also does in the movie, right? He really uses the sunshine as a way for Superman to get stronger. Now this was another way that you can sort of use Superman to go strong and not so strong. It doesn't make sense. I'm not sure you can actually do it that way because, well, why wouldn't every super villain you can attack the dark side of the earth? Because, well, Superman ain't got his powers over here, or at least they're dramatically minimized. So I get why he uses this. It creates another element, the whole idea of yellow sun, right? But it actually makes Superman very weak. I mean, if he goes past the orbit of Jupiter, what happens? Anyway, you can argue that good or bad. Now, this doesn't make sense. So she's coming. Superman flies 100 feet above her. He's flying. How does he not see her? Okay. There's a strange person walking towards the Superman palace. You're 100 feet. You just fly. You don't even see her. Okay. I didn't get that. But I also did not like this character.
The alien is on its way back.
This was not my favorite character. My favorite. That's going to a whole. But so that's going to the inciting incident. So they do all this setup for the inciting incident, which is pretty weak. The characters are the parents. Did you see the parents skit? I have never seen Superman parents so unlikable. Zack Snyder took Superman parents and elevated them. Like, how did you not just absolutely adore Superman's mother in Man of Steel, in Zack Snyder? He made that bond real. This was a Thor: Love and Thunder kind of they look so, they were presented as just being really dumb people, dumb old people, yelling into the phone. I didn't like it. This again creates a bad setup for all the characters. Lois Lane was horrible. Her introduction was basically a fight with Superman. She's calling him in the first meeting. Granted, it was under that interview at her apartment. But it's like, okay, well, I'm supposed to like Lois Lane. I dislike her now because basically Superman had to yell out. If you remember, he screamed because people were dying. What the fuck do you not get about this? You immediately, nothing was believable with Lois Lane after that. She was a horrible character you never liked. Do you really think Superman went to Boravia, which, I like how he used the European name for the rich country? and then the poor country was very sort of Asian kind of sounding. That was funny how that worked out. But that was really Lois and Clark had zero chemistry. It was mud. I didn't like the casting in this movie. I didn't like the fact that Superman looked like he was wearing his underwear on the outside of his Superman suit. I didn't like the tone. There was no tone. Zack Snyder, I'm sorry, man, he created much, much better tone. You can't argue that. Unless you were looking for Thor Love and Thunder, well, you got it. You got Thor Love and Thunder for this Superman. Was Taika the executive producer? Just a few ideas I have. James, can I throw in my ideas? But that was terrible. Lois and Clark, the interview basically tried to blame Superman that you're out there doing things, you're causing problems, you're causing deaths, you're causing damage. Really? Really? That's how Lois is? You're going to introduce Lois that way? It was terrible. It was terrible. When Superman mentions to her that I lost my entire planet, I lost my family, I lost everything that I was, there was no compassion. It was like, well, deal with it, buddy. She didn't even say, like at least a Les Grossman. Oh, geez. Well, you're a great American. Well, shut the fuck up and let me do my job. I mean, that was like, that's what it felt like. Could you? And then Lois ends it with, well, this will never work. Okay, well, that was, okay, well, it will never work. Bye-bye, Superman. So the Lois, it was terrible. The inciting incident. So they get this thing. They get this gremlin coming out. This gremlin, it'll grow. Don't worry, it will grow. Of course it grows to about, what is it, 400 feet? Up to 500 feet? How big is this thing? I call it the Stay Puft Gremlin. So all of a sudden we go, it feels like these bits and pieces of the movie were just put together, patch quilt sort of stitched together, one for the other. Stuff was introduced just because out of pure convenience. You had to have it just so you could get past it, like the baby with Element Man and on and on and on. Stuff just had that, and you're like, okay, well, that, this thing called Chekhov's gun. It's a principle. Basically, you cannot just, in the middle of something, just introduce something without there being a reason for it being introduced. If at the end in the third act, you're going to have let's say a female in a kitchen and the killer is about to kill her and she reaches into a drawer, takes out the gun and shoots, you can't do that without introducing the gun in the first act. You could do whatever the way you want. Just show it like she's digging through the drawer, the gun shows up, and okay, you know what? And then we remember in the third act, we go, oh, the gun. Yes, the gun. The gun. That's... so that was throughout the movie. Just stuff happens. You're like, okay, where'd that come from? It's a superhero movie. I don't need to explain it. Well, I tell you, Superman baseline is $500 million. Baseline. There's so much intellectual property in Superman. What did Superman do? Superman, what did it do? $616 million worldwide. 616 worldwide. Baseline for Superman is 500 million. This is not a win. If James Gunn gave me this script and I read it, now I don't think this was a script as planned. I think there's been shoots and reshoots and multiple shoots and let's add this and then we patch this in. Just like Fantastic Four, which was also sloppy minestrone, Frankenstein monster kind of stuff with the worst science one could ever infuse into a movie. But so anyway, this is Superman again saving this works as our inciting incident, and this is so important. This is so important. This is why the movie becomes utterly stupid from a screenwriting perspective.
Get out of here.
So one of the things you always do with your protagonists is allow them to save animals. James Gunn knows what he's doing. He saves the doggy. People love.
Everybody
like,
okay?
I mentioned it. Tombstone. The very beginning where Wyatt Earp stops the guy from hitting his horse, and he slaps him. It's hurt, don't it? Yeah. So that's exactly it. So here we get Superman. Again, he's saving the world. There's a 400-foot Stay Puft gremlin in the middle of Metropolis. But they see people, no one's scared. They're taking pictures. Nobody is scared. So there's no tension. No one's running away. They're like literally standing on the outside around watching, taking pictures. So if people there aren't scared, how do you expect anyone else to be scared? There's no tension. No tension, no stakes, no nothing. But anyway, this is the inciting incident. The inciting incident is where all the characters get their marching papers. That's probably good. And it might be, he dances around. It might be. There we go. Okay, guys. These were some of the worst superheroes ever on screen. Green Lantern, I am just, Ryan, can we get Ryan Reynolds back? Can we get Ryan Reynolds, like Hawk Girl? And Mr. Terrific was probably the best of the three. Probably, but not great. This is terrible. This is terrible. Black Adam with the Mr. Fate and what are the Hawkeye? That was actually, I mean, that stuff looks really good compared to this now. I mean, it looks really good. I cannot anyway, so they come to help Superman. This kind of gets them involved with the inciting incident. Everyone sort of, is introduced. Everyone starts getting their marching papers. Lois is indifferent. She just had a fight with Superman. She was a biatch. No one likes her at this point in time because she basically treated Superman like absolute dirt. Do you remember Zack Snyder? Remember Zack Snyder's Superman? The introduction between Superman, Henry Cavill. I get why he didn't want to use Henry Cavill. New universe, everything. But Henry Cavill is like, this is a man, he was a good Superman. But the relationships, the parents, they were important. And they were set up in a way that made sense, made you care. James Gunn really messed up with this. He really messed up with Lois. Really messed up.
That's Green Lantern, Hawk Girl.
If there's any relationship that is so critical in the Superman zeitgeist, it's the relationship with his parents, specifically his mother, and Lois Lane. If you can't get those right, you got no movie. There's nothing. And this is the first movie. You're trying to create a universe. You're trying to create atmosphere, world building. You got to do that with Batman. Why did Batman, Ben Affleck, not have his own Batman movie? Why are you parsing Batman out? Like, you should have brought him back in and not announce a Batman 2 with I forgot his name. What's his name? Anyway, let's continue to the stupidest part of the movie.
They're funded by the
which I
Lord
think is
Tech
the stupidest part of the
Corporation.
movie. It's coming up. So they get involved. They're fighting. And Superman wants to kill nothing. Like, this evil, big, giant Stay Puft marshmallow thing is, Superman wants to take it to some giant cream puff reserve somewhere. Where do you put it for? Like, too good with the evil things or the bad things. So now he comes in, and again, how many people does he save? Everyone knows Superman is saving. Again, he's saving hundreds of people. He saved hundreds of people. This is what we know as a matter of fact. But it does not matter. What happens is, it literally happens while they're standing there watching this cream puff gremlin. All of a sudden, big screen right there. A minute and a half is all it takes. 1 minute and a half worth of screen time. Lex Luthor is on a talk show called The Sphere. And he's talking about how it was a super harem. Superman had a super harem Now, I don't know what's illegal about having a super harem. I don't know why he was arrested. He was arrested for having a super harem. And then his parents said, well, be a good ruler and rule over these damn humans. Okay, I still don't know. Why was he arrested? Because he had a harem full of... Now, you know what? If I could... There are emojis of men having babies. And in The Life of Brian, I do believe that I have the right to have a baby, even though I can't. But if I could have a baby, would I have one with Superman? Hell yeah. I mean, do I want super kids? I'll take the, off the menu, I'll take the quintuplet order. Can I get, geez, can I get, is there any sides with that? Can I get a side of something? So he has, if even if he did have a harem, where is that? A little bit of a Jeffrey Epstein situation going on, I guess. But wait, what's illegal? Anyway, this is what turned everyone, the world, in a minute and a half against Superman. It's about as believable as flying pink donkeys.
For you, Luther, with here on Earth.
Okay, what? Okay, well that wasn't it. This was. Oh, geez, did I not put that in here? So. Yeah, looks like so you know what I mean, right? So you know the minute and a half, and he's on a talk show, and this is when the guy throws the pop can at the back, hits Superman in the back of the head. You're gonna buy that. You're literally gonna buy that. In a minute and a half, globally, this one video goes out after Superman literally just saved hundreds of people. But this was the inciting incident. This is what turned the world against Superman. This was so asinine, so stupid, such a weak, flimsy bit of people trying to make Superman be hated. It was... So anyway, he gets arrested, or he turns himself in for having a harem. A super harem. Was it a super harem? What was the word that they called? I don't... What? What was... TV, the story, channels. Yeah. Even they ask what's his name? Any chance that you're mistaken? No, not a chance. He's got a super harem, and he's already been around for a while. Why hasn't he? You don't think he couldn't conquer the world 3 years ago when he started this? Like, what? Anyway, this is what major problem was, the inciting it. And you know what? We're seeing a lot of problems with all these movies, establishing the characters with motivation and everything like that. For Superman, he even says, Luther says, I got to remember, I'm scared because who knows how large his secret harem is already. He literally says that verbatim, my friends. I'm scared because who knows how large his secret harem is already. At the 38-minute mark, Superman is seen hugging children, asking if they're okay. At 38:30, Lex Luthor goes on TV. At the 40-minute mark, Superman takes the pop can to the head. The old, yeah. Who the fuck throws a pop can at Superman? In a minute and 30 seconds, we are to believe everyone hates Superman because Lex Luthor appeared on a talk show called The Sphere. I put a little note here. Is Green Lantern actually Woody Harrelson with hair? Kind of looks like Woody. Anyway, we then have a ridiculous. Then he gets. So he runs the harem. Then he gets put. Then he arrest me. Take me to jail. Take me. Let Lex Luthor take me to jail where there's Element Man. And he gets the kryptonite. Boom, baby. There's the kryptonite. Didn't see that coming. And of course, all of a sudden, you needed motivation for Element Man to sit in that room, jail cell, with Superman to keep everything nice and compact. So we need to introduce the little baby. The little baby right across. And then there's someone sitting in that room. Would he get paid for sitting there with the baby? Was that like a baby Yoda thing attempt? So it didn't take long before Lex Luthor killed somebody, which gave the guy motivation to say, you gotta help my baby. It's just a patchwork quilt, which again leads us to out of there into the anti-proton river, or the what do they call it? The realm that Lex Luthor creates. And basically it's a you're like led from one bit to the next. None of it makes. They're stringing it along. They have to invent things in that scene to make it work to go into the next one. It's really sad. And then even when they actually, well, the it's when wait, I gotta make sure I get this right. Oh yes, he goes back to Lewis. That's what it was. Back to Lewis. And this was the Thor Love and Thunder scene. He goes to Lois's house. And then in the background, there's that big neon thing spitting out stuff. They're sitting there talking. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to, with this scene, get a reinvigoration of the relationship between the two. We're supposed to forgive Lois. All of a sudden, there's supposed to be chemistry. If you notice, if you watch it, Superman, it was actually only Superman that said, I'm sorry. It was only Superman that said, I'm sorry. Lois Lane said, me too. Like me too. Is that like an affront or like an affirmation to the Me Too movement? It's kind of like Ditto, right? In Ghost. Ditto. Superman apologizes for Lois being a bitch to him, accusing him of like ridiculous stuff in the introduction. And now Superman has to apologize. I mean, is Superman a cuck? Like, this is like Superman cuck 2025. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it turns into, yeah. Anyway. So, I mean, the very idea of Superman getting arrested for a super harem and Lex Luthor saying, I'm scared of how big his harem might be. Like, James Gunn, if you're going to create a motivation, if you're going to try and make Superman look bad, it's not going to be because a message from his parents says that he wants to take over the world. He would have done that already. And the fact that he has a super harem has nothing to do with anything. It's not illegal. As a matter of fact, there'd probably be a lineup of people wanting to join. I'll take the 5 baby quintuplet thing. Thank you very much. Thank you. The pocket universe. That's what it was. There's a pocket. It was the pocket universe that Lex Luthor made. This was another thing. And you talk about Baravia and the other country. There was an $80 billion worth of military arms that Lex Luthor sent to Baravia. 80 billion. But they only collected 1.625 billion. Lex Luthor personally bankrolled. Did you guys catch this? I mean, I caught it right away. Lex Luthor personally bankrolled, and Lois says, well, we got to find out where the other $78.325 billion is. Are you kidding me? So Lex Luthor wanted Superman so bad that he paid $78.325 billion to Baravia, sent $80 billion worth of military equipment. Did you see the military when they cross and then they attack? They just go over this like little fence. And of course, I don't want to say it. Like, I don't want to, but I will say it. If you notice, all the soldiers on Baravia were a certain mix of race. All Caucasian, yes. And the other people were very diverse. The little boy holding the flag, very diverse. It's a common thread with these movies. I don't know why they have to constantly do it. Basically, look, if you're like me, you don't give a damn. You just like people. How much? Nothing matters except what's inside the person. But these movies always need to. This might be the end of it, because this has been. But anyway, I think I have a scene of that. Yeah. Oh man, I tell you, the casting in this movie. I also didn't like what's his name. Holt. What's his name? The guy that played Lex Luthor. I am absolutely. I'm so bad with names. But oh my God, where is it? They're not even. He didn't make the top. Okay, man. Holt, what's his name? Holt. I didn't like him as Lex Luthor. I didn't like him. I didn't like most of the casting. I don't know if I can actually point to a character that I thought the casting was on the money. I honestly felt. There we go. So if you're gonna, this is an $80 billion RV. Oh, this is This is the $80 billion army. And he doesn't even come. Green Lantern comes. Superman don't come. Look, they got machines. Oh my God, this is... And of course, they couldn't afford... I mean, that's quite a few extras, but they're very well spaced. They're very well spaced to make it work. They get the Superman thing out, and then... Oh, I mean, that's... He
Without
wasn't a
Superman
bad
here to stop
Superman.
it this time,
He was
the
no Henry Cavill.
Koreans don't have much hope.
There's the $80 billion there, my friends. That is... Oh, God, this looks so B-movie. This looks so B-movie to me. You're watching it, you're like, okay, was this an afterthought? Like, okay, can we go film this? There's so much going on. Now, none of it really makes total sense, and you're kind of left to kind of almost scratching your head going, okay, was this important? There wasn't a screenplay that you could have made that... No shots are fired.
Superman,
Diverse young child.
Superman.
And then look at all the soldiers. I mean, you can obviously tell they didn't take much military training because how they walk with their guns is a little concerning. I mean, they're no shots fired. It's not even a war, but that's an $80 billion army right there.
No matter what you do to me, Luther,
I'm telling you, this
your
guy,
plans in Baravia won't...
that is Anakin Skywalker. I'm telling, yeah, that is Anakin Skywalker. It's Anakin Skywalker versus Superman. Oh, that's all I see.
Oh, really?
I see Anakin.
Why is that?
And this whole idea
I
that
called
he's
in some
standing there,
friends.
and they have this sort of
Mr. Luther?
computer program built into all the punches
There
that
is
are
an
being
anomaly
thrown,
at the
everything.
border.
You don't think Superman can like go fast? He has super speed. By the time you get the command out and tell your clone of Superman to do something, Superman has done 100 of what you wanted to do. So you're like receiving fight
Superman couldn't make
tactics
it.
through a computer
You got
while
an upgrade.
Superman has super speed, super strength, super everything. It is beyond stupid, my friends. I have no way. This is not even a 6. This is like a 5 for me. This is so disappointing from James Gunn. This is so I love Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. I really do. After this, give me some Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. This, there's a scene with Hawk Girl, I think, which exemplifies her 100%. There we go. This is... Did you catch that? Anyway, no, anyway, this is there. Boom. Hawk Girl was so bad. So bad. I mean, I'd be in the editing room going, are we gonna print this? Are we gonna put this? Are we gonna put this out? How'd I do? Oh my god, guys. This is just a, and of course, yeah, she actually drops him. This is just a schmattering. Oh yeah, but I mean, it just goes on and on. I have so many notes here, and when I thought I was doing like 2 or 3 pages, I had 6. I'm like, oh my god, I wasn't even finished the movie. I mean, that's the thing about doing, a live review. Now, if I was doing a recorded review, I'd put this through and I'd make it on, but it's endless. The $80 billion army, the ending, that's the only thing Superman has is creating a clone or creating some other Krypton person. Superman has a flawed character. It's very tough to make a great movie with Superman that surprises anyone. There's nothing that surprises anyone anymore. The ironic thing, I mentioned the thing about the black hole. Well, if Superman or some clone of Superman gets pulled into a black hole, well, what's inside a black hole? Light. light is inside a black hole because that's why it's black. So you go into the other side of a black hole and you basically become super man because you have all that light hitting you, I guess, right? If we had Silver Surfer, it took a month for Silver Surfer to get out of a black hole. Superman with all that light, I don't think Superman's going to be getting out of that black hole with all that light. So, I mean, Superman is terrible. Is there anything that Superman did well? There's nothing that Superman did well. There's nothing really good about this movie. There's some things that are adequate, like the casting is adequate. It's not great. The relationships are adequate. The storyline is just a patchwork from one to the next. When you really listen to like this $80 billion army and bankrolling $78.325 billion for Lex Luthor, and I mean it is endless. It is endless. Just how I'm shocked. So my guess, I was thinking that big parts of this were written with AI. That's what I thought. That big parts of this movie were actually written with AI. I'm a screenwriter. I know how I write, and James Gunn has proven how he writes. He's not a dumb guy. He's talented. He knows, but boy, did he miss with Superman. He just missed so bad. Just all the random plot developments, every scene, something quick to that, boom, boom. The justice, what do they call themselves? The Justice Gang. Oh, they're so bad. So bad. Superman needs intensity. Henry Cavill makes you appreciate Henry Cavill. It makes you appreciate the relationships that Zack Snyder was able to create with Mother and Lois. The internal turmoil that Superman had. I mean, you know what? Crypto at the end helped out. He attacked the things that, but there's no way you're going to send commands to a clone Superman compared to a Superman actually, he can go the speed of light, can he? So he can punch at the speed of light. So anyway, we may touch on this a little bit more, but in the end, it's bad. So there we go. A 5 out of 10 at best. I think in some of the Superman, I don't believe the 7.1. I just don't believe it. I don't believe so many of IMDb's because that so many ones are taken away. We've seen that with Rings of Power. We've seen that with so many. Nothing else comes up. But, boring, shallow, and predictable. Yes, I am a fan of superhero movies, but this definitely one of the worst I've ever. One of the worst. It's like if you had to go between Fantastic Four and this, I really wanted to like it. Well, you really want to like Superman movie. It's not the movie you start with to create a DC universe. It's just not. It's not something that Batman is what you start, because there's so many things that you could put in place with Batman. World building, atmosphere. Superman, like I said, is a flawed character because you have to introduce kryptonite. You have to introduce something from Krypton. That's it. Every movie we get the same thing, and that's why Superman is flawed. James Gunn, to his credit, tried to do some things that were a little different. 6. Worst Superman I've seen. Is this on there? Oh, shoot. I didn't put it on. Remove this. I gotta, when you have no peeps, it's very hard to. Okay, what happened to that now? There we go. Super bad. So that's what I was getting. 8 out of 10. Oh my God. In a time where the world feels more exhausted than ever, this film reminds us why Superman matters. No, it doesn't. Did you work with the crew? 6 out of 10. What a mess. Yes. 9 out of 10. Good. 9 out of 10. 6 out of 10. not good. 9 out of 10. A lot of 6s. Cavill crown is safe. It is. Henry Cavill's crown as Superman is very safe. Worst Superman movie I've ever seen. I think I agree. Should I hit the helpful sign? A bold, fresh start. I wish I could skip at least 1/3 of it. You could miss this Superman and not miss it. 1 out of 10. Nothing super about this Superman. I don't know about a 1. This isn't James Gunn's best outing. I was in Hollywood for 20 years. James Gunn is capable of some very good stuff. This is not. Oh, he really needed to hit it out of the park. I don't know why he didn't start with Batman. Batman is a world builder. He's your best guy. He is your best guy. A lot of 6 out of 10s. A disappointing start to the new DC universe. 6 out of 10. To me, 6 out of 10 is borderline. Do you go see it in theater or do you not go see it in the theater? 6 out of 10 is kind of like, yeah. Do you get like a discount? You get a discount, okay, go see it in the theater. Usually these big movies tend to be better in theaters. But to me, I would wait to watch this thing streaming. 6, a solid 5.8. Waste of time and money. Waste of time and money to me is below 5. Say, Jim, that's a bad out. It was a bad outfit. That's like Superman wearing his underwear on the outside of his suit. 1 out of 10. No soul to the movie and way too corny. It was very corny. And you're right, no soul. If you can't get the Lois Lane relationship right, and you can't get that relationship, when you make Superman's parents look like idiots. I mean, idiots. That speech and he had the same progression of every other Superman movie. It seemed like it was exactly the same as Man of Steel. Whole bunch of stuff happens. He gets beat up, this and that, boom, boom. He all of a sudden ends up back at the ranch and finds himself, and then he goes back out and saves the day. It was like literally the Man of Steel blueprint that you just used, but there's no soul. There's no soul. Superman has to come off a certain way. And it came off as a lot like Thor Love and Thunder. A lot. But if you can't get that Lois Lane relationship down, you got nothing. You got no soul. You're right, my friend. 28 ups, 4 downs. 10 out of 10. Excellent start. Too far over the top. Again, each scene was just made up as you go along. Well, okay, we need, for this scene to work, we got that. Well, what's Element Man's motivation? Well, we'll put a baby in there. Okay, well, isn't that kind of like, all right, well, put a baby in there right across so Superman can see and then he can see. And then we'll create something like, we'll make Lex Luthor like kill a guy. And then that will give Element Man motivation to say, oh, you said you could save my baby. And then they'll go save the baby, Superman. And of course, Element Man can't fly and hold the baby at the same time. So we'll have Superman holding the baby. Babies and Superman go together. Oh my God. 3 out of 10 overrated movie of the year. I love reading screenplays, and not to brag, I've won hundreds of screenplays around movie festivals around the world, film festivals. I've never sold a screenplay, and I never would, or option it, because what happens is you get someone that takes it and then they make it, they change it, and you get that like 2.8 out of 10, right? On IMDb, those movies, right? I know some people out there that have done that, and they've done 2 or 3 screenplays that way, and they call themselves screenwriters. I would not give my screenplays away like that. I would rather die and have them never made and just have the legacy of hundreds of film festival wins. And some of those film festivals are very big, 2,000 plus entries. To win those, you got to put yourself up for criticism, though. And you have to. And you have to like the criticism. Man up, baby, man up. 9 out of 10, don't agree. 6 out of 10, there's like 10 out of 10. 10 out of... Never felt like that's right. It never felt like a Superman movie. A lot of times, like, you get these one-liners they nail it. The perfect start to the new DCU. I'm telling you, these are people that actually worked on the film. These are like, this was probably like, one of the gaffers. You say, well, I gotta, okay. And like, get the wife to write something. 3 out of 10, so disappointed. I think at the end of the day, when you take a look, this didn't feel like Superman. Henry Cavill felt like Superman. And if you're going to come out and start with Superman under the DCEU, because of that, I don't know if that's what they're calling as a DCU, you really had to hit it out of the park. Now, Batman did not have his own movie, and which is why you should have started with Batman, James. And why are you pushing Batman, your most important guy, down the road? Batman 2 is going to become Joker 2. These sophomore attempts never work out that well. And I think that's going to be the same. 1 out of 10. Let's end on a 1 out of 10. So bad and infantile. This was bad, James. James is capable of doing great movies. This was not it. This was not it, my friends. There you have it. There's a lot more that you could say about this disappointing movie, but it's all over the place. My notes are all over the place. There's so many things that you could, but you micromanage the movie. You start talking about so many minor things, but it's the relationships that I always say. You start with the first 20, 30 minutes, you introduce the characters, the sub characters, everybody, and then you hit your inciting incident, and boom, right there. In this case, it was the Stay Puft Gremlin, the 400-foot. It took 1.5 minutes of screen time, 1 minute, 30 seconds for the world to hate Superman because they thought he had a super harem. They thought he had a super harem. Like he was that a connection? Was that like a reference to Jeffrey Epstein or something? Like you're not arrested for that shit. And that's all I'm going to say. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for Superman. Disappointing. That's all we're doing today, my friends. Tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, every day, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, plus new long form vids every single week. Hope you had fun. I sure did. Today was a shit show for me. I got through it. I did it, man. I did it. Give me that. The studio audience is always so good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We will see you tomorrow, Tuesday. Ciao.
Children, let's take our seats.
Yeah, baby.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.